Benjamin Garfinkel with Rose Garfinkel. This tape was recorded by me in 1988. The sound is not that great, but the words are what counts.
No, Rabbi,
Remember when you lived in Bainbridge?
Yeah.
It was a small town. The synagogue probably was far away.
Yeah.
And that's how it is where we live. We live in a small town.
It's mostly Christians live there. Mixed very little Jews.
Yeah, about
A handful.
a handful.
Probably has a lot of
But they're building a synagogue
Oh, yes?
in our town.
Uh-huh.
And that's only about 20, and it's going to be built by next year.
I see.
So, no, there's more than a handful.
There's a
Oh,
lot.
Is it a nice place to live?
Oh, beautiful. We have all woods and lakes.
Oh, yeah. Keep it clean.
Only 5,000 people live in our town.
They keep it clean,
Yeah.
nice clean.
Very clean. April has a small school.
Very small, only 500 kids in our whole school.
Very small.
500 kids in our school.
It's just like Bainbridge. Long time ago you lived in Bainbridge?
Bainbridge.
Yeah, that's where we live, down south.
Yeah, but the people were so warm.
Oh,
Bainbridge.
yes.
Oh, they used to come every day. They sit when they sold the business, and he went, when somebody sells your business, so they're afraid you're gonna, open again. So he opened a beautiful, office for Sid, and put him in. But once you're in business, your head is not, you like to work for yourself again, once you're for yourself.
That was a pixie shop.
So Sid, when, we're back in business, he's got a house furnishing. Now he gave it over to the kids, he's getting older now, God bless him. It's good, the kids are so good to me. Oh, I cannot tell you. Every week they call me up. When they call me up, Sid, Mom, you need anything? You need anything? God bless him. All the dresses that I have is from Sid. Yeah. And, and people love him. He's got a lot of friends because he's warm. He loves people. He loves people. And he's got lovely friends.
How long did you live in Bainbridge?
In Bainbridge, I think around 10 years. I lived there.
Uncle Sid moved you there?
I liked it, yeah. He bought me a little home there. Yeah. See, and then when he died, they called it my husband. Ben. So I was miserable, so he wanted to go back home, and he took me in his house. So I stayed there for a while, and then I went to the senior citizens, I think. I don't know whether I went first or later,
I remember you had two little dogs. Remember the two little dogs?
Yeah, Sid got me that. He called me.
What were the names of the dogs?
When I was in, where was I? Over here, came visiting Freddie. So Sid called me up. He says, Ma, when you coming home? I got you a chihuahua. He says, I got you a cute little chihuahua. And he says, when are you coming home? I says, I'll come home this week. So he used to come to meet me to the station, I remember. And when I used to go off, he used to take me to the airport. And then when I came here, so I went to Freddie, she met me, either Lillian. You know what happened to your Lillian, don't you?
Yeah, she had a heart attack, right?
And got heart attack?
Stroke?
Stroke.
Yeah. That's the same thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, one, how do you call it, a lead to cost thousands
But
of
she's feeling
dollars.
better.
And you know something? One specialist said that she can make it because the stroke is very hard, got her too much, too far.
No, I heard she's
And
doing
the other
better.
one, so listen, the other one, then he took another specialist, he says, it'll take a long time, but she wouldn't die.
Mm-hmm.
He says, is she gonna live, doctor? He says, oh yeah, she's gonna live, but it'll take a long time. It will take over a year, you know. And now he's got a woman, you know, a special nurse for her. And Lee didn't sleep nights. Weeks he slept on his arm, on the chair. He was sitting in the hospital day and night, day and night. She couldn't speak, but she done this, how do you call it?
Right.
Wrote it on the hand, made it like that he should give her a paper and a pen, and she's going to tell him what she wants to say, but she couldn't speak.
She feels better though now.
That's
getting
how,
that.
yeah, now she speaks good, yeah. She talked to me on the telephone too, yeah. She speaks good, thank God, thank God. But I didn't see her since she was sick. But she went to the wedding, you know, he got married, Stephen, Ellen got married. So she...
Did you go?
Who?
You.
Did I go? They would try to get me, of course I would have gone. But Freddie said that Mama would be too much for me. So she took, what's her name, Cliff's children.
Uh-huh.
Cliff, and she took him, what's his name?
Richie?
Rich.
Oh.
When I moved here, honey, Rich was worse than a stranger.
Yeah.
He never said food to me.
Right.
Never. I don't know. Freddie says, when I was there, Mama, Rich can't wait until he see you. And I came in and he said hello, yeah, he gave me a kiss, and that was it. That was it. It took a long time, over a year. Then when we got company, you know,
I can get over these pictures.
what's her name?
You want the pictures?
My older brother, Cliff. When Cliff used to come with the family, so of course he used to come right to Cliff.
No.
So warm, so cute. Oh, God bless him, God bless him. Cliff comes, he takes me around and he hugs me, he kisses me.
No, I had enough rain. No.
Lots of times he was on the knees and he took me around. And I recall, but he,
Grandma's never having
yes, so he used to come one time, he sat on the chair. So I says, oh, we have company here,
Not a grandma yet.
you know, to the children. So they looked at me. So he says, who's the company? I says, Cliff, I reached, don't you see him sitting here and there? You know, on the next chair he was sitting. So he sat a little bit, you know, and then when he went off, went in his room, in that room that I used to have.
He's feeling better. He wasn't feeling good though last year.
Yeah, he's just sick more, but thank God he's wonderful.
He's
now.
getting good.
He's a good eater, and you know, and he works now. Thank God. Yeah, he gets up early.
The mailman
Oh,
just came.
I feel good for him. I'm happy for him. Thank God, thank God. It cost a fortune. Terry used to take him every time, you know, every week to a specialist. He still goes to the hospital. He was in the hospital. It cost a lot of money. But thank God he's getting better.
He looks good. He's getting better.
Yeah. Should only start and go out with girls, you know.
Tell you what. Let me see something. Sure. Where's that magnifying glass? I'll get it.
Maybe they have ringworm. I know it's from dirty water and stuff. This is in California. Look at the map. No, this is Kmart. Kmart? Yeah. kid we were shopping, and I said, look, see, they have a special 50 for us for the picture on. No, let's go and change the picture.
Not challenged, it's very obvious thing. Mom, of course, wearing something new. So what, how old, about how old?
Anything else, neighbor? I want to see if Grandma can see this.
Two.
Here,
What?
hold it in your hand.
What
It's
is
a
that?
glass.
The glass.
Not in front.
Outside of Fox.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Put that in front. No, put that in
Oh,
front.
I see it.
Yeah, but look.
Look with the, no,
And
look.
Sid they took 2 pictures and he developed it and he bought a frames too and he put it in from the Grinch.
Uh-huh.
These children. But no, Mom, you put right in here.
Oh,
They-
she's cute. Good. Very nice. Very nice.
No, what I was gonna say,
Yeah,
look in there.
yeah. Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Could
Now,
you see them
focus
now?
it.
Yeah.
Does she have a makeup glass? Mom, could you see through that?
What?
Not how nice.
Yeah. I
No,
saw
you
it.
can see through
You
that.
can see the face?
I saw, yeah.
With the
face
glass.
Clear. Yeah, everything
She
clear.
can.
Yes, you can.
No, she's
Yeah,
not
I
looking, she's
saw it.
looking
I
out.
saw it.
Right?
I saw it.
Throw this. Wait a second.
Now I can see. I saw it the way he was so holding it. Yeah, I could see it even without
With
the
that.
frame. Yeah.
Could you see?
You're making it smaller.
Mhm.
I had it the way he was so holding it.
Right there.
No, I don't see it. No,
You have to hold it,
a little. Oh.
and you put it where you can see it.
Oh, yeah. She's far away from me.
Now bring it closer.
Closer?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I see it. Now I see it. Very nice.
And you can see it better from this way?
From which way?
You know, when Raymond went to classes, he put magnifying glasses on her.
Uh-huh.
And she was able to see it.
Close up.
No, I could see it. I saw it.
Yeah, well, you go like
I
this.
saw it.
No. This
Huh.
way is better.
Yeah, that
See
way
it.
the camera can't focus it in. But
See,
you put it right up to your eye and focus it in like that.
No, this way is
See, I only have one eye there.
Which one
See,
works?
This one it died on me all of a sudden. I thought it when every time more and more, dimmer, and then one day it got dark. I went to the doctor since you
See, this is good. You have to focus. You have to hold it here.
Now,
And
this
then
is
you have
the
to
only eye
focus it up
that
like
I
that.
used to see.
Is that how you do it?
So I pray to God that it
How?
should not close on me, that I should be able to use the walker. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to use the walker anymore.
Good. Do I?
This is what I was wondering.
Freddie took me to a doctor. He didn't give me no medicine. He examined my eyes and he says he wants to know the doctor that took care of me before in Miami. He wants to talk to the doctor. He wants to know the prescription that he on what he. So anyhow, Freddie got in touch with the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
She got in touch with Sid, and Sid got in touch with his doctor, and he took the address from the doctor and gave it to this one over here. So they both got in touch, and they spoke to each other, and he found out. He didn't give me no medicine, but he knows that he says there is nothing he can do about it, And but he says it's not gonna get worse. So I says that's what I want. It should stay the way it is. See, I can't see too much, but I see a little, at least to go to the bathroom, but to the table to eat or outside, when she takes me for a walk, she takes me in the wheelchair, so I don't have to walk, you know.
Oh, you go outside in a wheelchair?
Yeah, not now, not now.
Well, it's a
I used to
nice
go
day.
to Miami, yeah.
No, it's a nice
over
day.
here, yeah. So she didn't take me, but one time she took me.
Maybe you want to go today?
She said
Me and
she's gonna-
Sherry could take
No,
you.
she says she's going to take me today. No, I told her yesterday talking about it.
We could go take you.
So she said she's going to take me today. You know, she takes me around the corner, you know, on the sidewalk. She wants
Me and
to-
Sherry could take you today. If she
nice.
takes you outside, can we
Yeah,
take you?
Yeah, the place is nice.
Grandma,
Yeah.
Nah,
if you go sit in your chair,
No, it's raw yet. It's cold.
it's cold. You don't want to catch a cold, huh?
Not I catch. I'm not looking for it. See, my resistance is very low. You know. See, because I don't do no exercises, so I will be able to walk and you know and to eat better. The doctor said I have to eat better. See, my appetite is gone.
You're still
I
stronger.
eat because I have to eat. Yeah, I'm stronger.
Let me see. Take my finger. Squeeze it tight.
Strong. But see, I can't. You know, it's not. I'm not what I was.
Oh yeah, of course not.
Yeah, a little has to do with the age, and a little has to do with the arthritis. Not a little, but a lot. The arthritis, you should know from it, is the whole body is aching you. The whole body, you know, it hurts you. So pains you, you know. So this is better now.
Well, the ring looks like it's tight.
Huh?
The ring looks too tight.
April has high cheeks.
No.
No, okay.
I lost it lots of times. One time I found the head on the floor. I saw it one time. It was sliding down when I washed myself, you know.
Huh.
But she said it's worth $200.
I gave my jewelry to Fred. I know
Oh, yeah.
why the meeting.
I got one of my friends, listen to me, one of my friends, thank you so much. One of my friends, the one, in fact, the one that gave the pose, her son is 13, now 14. He made film. Her, oh, she.
What, honey? You know, something terrible happened to him. His wife died.
Aunt Lee.
You worried about it?
Yes, I couldn't make it.
So you hear? So anyhow, he took her to the doctor, and they stayed on the sidewalk, and he called the taxi. Hey, taxi! When he picked up his hand, she fell down. She didn't even say boo.
I don't know how she died. I really don't know how
That
she
was
died.
such a shock to him.
But
First
she
of all,
was
they
a-
have no children.
Not
They
modeling.
would at
Now,
least
you're
have
not-
a
I'm not
child.
talking about
He could have somebody
modeling.
to be with him. He's alone. I know he's alone.
That's what
He
he
misses
does.
her. But it's just like the whole world, Mom.
Oh.
I said, Steve, I said, Joe, I says, look, I says, she wouldn't have to suffer no more. And I says, we live anonymous, Joe. I says, when the time is up, we have to go. Her time was up, I says, and she suffered, she wouldn't have to suffer no more. He hates that, what I said to him. He
Oh.
wouldn't talk to him. Freddie, I make Freddie talk to him, you know. This time she called up, she says, Mama wants to say hello. He says, I have company, I can go. I says, Freddie, you knew that he wouldn't talk to me, you know. So don't let him talk to him. Let her call up and find out how he's doing, you know. Because just because I say, I know he's miserable.
He's your older brother.
The wound that, you know, what you say?
He's your older?
He's the only from the old
No, I'm talking about he's your older brother.
The only brother.
Older.
Honey, he's
No,
the
he's
only
the
brother.
younger.
No, after me he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're the oldest.
yeah, I'm the oldest. So, you know,
Were you the oldest
says,
of all the children?
he says,
Were you the oldest of all the children? You
yeah, he said that, yeah, 2 years younger. Mama used to have every 2 years a child. So he says, I'm 2 years younger than him.
Who's older than you?
Who?
Who?
Steve, Joe said
Aunt
me.
Sarah's older than you.
And Sarah,
Sarah's,
she died.
yeah, but she's older.
Was she older?
No, I was the oldest. I
What
was
about
the
Uncle
oldest
Morris?
from the
You were older
family.
than Uncle Morris?
Honey, I was Uncle Morris was the third, I think.
The third. You were the first.
I think Uncle Morris was before Sylvia.
No. Forget about Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Uncle Morris.
Sylvia
Moishe,
is from you.
Mama, Moishe.
Moshe Morris. Yeah, I know Uncle
It's your
Morris.
son. It's
I
your
remember
brother.
Uncle Morris.
It was your brother.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever take care of him when you were a baby? Were you older than him? Did you
No.
ever take care of him?
He was not a person that you have to had to
When
take
you were a
care.
child, when
Oh,
you-
he
in
was
Europe, in
he
Europe.
was sociable. He knew everything what to do. What?
You can't. I'm not talking about sociable. I'm
What
talking
then?
about age.
I was the oldest, honey. So when I was the oldest, so I was with a few years older than him. That's all.
Morris.
Yeah,
That's all I
older than older children.
You're the first one.
No,
Yeah.
you're the first.
I was born the first when my mother got married.
Then Morris came.
Then Moishe.
I don't know what Morris
Moshe?
came
Yeah.
after me. I don't know. Joe. It says he came after me.
No, Joe.
Joe
and then
says he came after me, honey.
Morris, and then Joe, and then Sarah.
Joe tells me that he came
Well, I have to
after
find
me.
out, but one day I'll talk
Next.
to Joe.
Well, he told me he'll tell you.
About my stories, I'm
Yeah,
not
he'll
sure.
tell you the same
And all of
thing.
a sudden she tells me, Rivka's coming to my mind.
Who is that?
You.
Oh,
who is
Rivka.
Rivka?
Oh, she was a child. She was,
Mom,
you
that's
know.
your sister. Rivka, that's
But you had a
See,
sister?
When I had
Yeah, you had two
a little sister, so
These are stories I
I used to, you know, when I light candles, I pray for the children, for my grandchildren, for my children, you know. I pray when I light candles. So, you know, Friday we bench sleep, you know. So me and Freddie bench sleep, so I pray for the children. So anyhow, when I don't sleep nights, you know, because I'm come that is bugging me, that
But this is so
little
nice.
sore. So I don't, if I talk, I have a very nice girl. So she, Gloria, she calls me Rosie. And how you doing, how you feeling? And while she walks, takes the chair behind her, and she takes it. And
You were just talking about your
The phone.
sister. Now,
I'm talking about the girl.
She drifts. And
So,
you have to
so
stand
when
up the right
when
way.
I don't sleep, I think about things, you know. So all of a sudden, my sister came to me and dreamed that years I didn't. I never, you know. I sometimes
Psychic memory.
Sylvia was. I didn't don't think about once in a while. So anyhow, I started dreaming about Rivka, and she said to me that she says to me, how come you don't say prayers for me? You say for everybody, but not for me. So you know. So I says, what is that? I never dreamt about it. So I told my daughter, I says, I want to remember to mention her name, you know, when I eventually. So she remembers that.
I've never seen this.
See, when you have no sleep, you think about
Oh, this
things.
is-
All kind of things come on your mind.
Ah, this is.
See, not that I don't want to sleep. I want to sleep, but I can't lots of time.
I I
because
like
that
this.
foot bugs me. It hurts me. Wherever I put the foot, I have no place I can.
Let me give you a kiss for me.
So when she takes him to the doctor, he don't do nothing. But she puts some medicine. It doesn't seem because it doesn't heal. The doctor said I don't have that heals.
It's hard.
That's why it takes long to heal.
Look at Corey. Corey, come close. Let Grandma look at you. Smile for her.
I saw the grandma at a gift show.
He knows how to
Come here.
smile.
Now smile.
He wouldn't come to me this morning. Look at that. He's got a nice smile. Keep on smiling.
He's strong too.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah. He's. Guess how old he is. Take a guess.
9 years old.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I knew how old it was.
Look, feel his muscle.
Oh,
Make a
yeah,
muscle for them.
yeah. Nice.
So feel it.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, he's a good eater too. I was happy.
9 years old.
We ate breakfast this morning together.
No.
It's so nice. It's so nice to have children.
Oh, yeah.
It's the.
Oh, you're telling me? That's why I say if my brother would have one child at least, he wouldn't be. He's lonely. I know he's lonely. So they had each other. They were sick, both of them were sick in bed, you know. It cost a fortune, mind you. See, my brother gave him, when he stayed with my brother, he helped him out a lot, you know. So we gave him 4 houses. To my brother, you know. All right, I don't know what he done with me. He sold it because, you know, houses here have the, you know, people live, you know, they don't care like they would be their own house, you know. It wears off, you know, when they move out. This is working, that is working. So, you know, I suppose he got tired of fixing the house. So he must have been selling all the houses. Houses. Yeah.
Let me go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Wait a second.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Get off the subject.
No, I had to go.
Didn't need it.
Huh? Okay.
What do you mean, no?
No.
I didn't say over. I didn't say 25. I said over.
Okay. Well, you see what we're doing, Grandma?
What?
We have a. Oh, you probably can't see. Where's that picture? Sure.
Oh, it's in the Crackle book right next to you. The red one on the floor. On the floor. The red one on the floor.
Oh.
The pictures are in there.
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, it's in the pocket in the front behind those. Yeah,
It might be too small. It might be too small. This is me, Stephen.
No.
Yes.
This I can't.
Too small?
No.
Okay, this is
See, I
pictures.
see little frame,
Okay.
little black things.
This is me.
I
This
see,
is my
I
dad.
see 1, 2.
Yeah.
That's all I
This
see.
is my dad. This is my mom,
Can't see.
Freddie. Maury,
No.
Gussie. It's you down here.
It's a family tree, Grandma.
How is your family, honey?
That there's a family tree, Grandma.
The pictures, a family
A
tree.
tree.
How is your parents?
Very good.
Yeah. You correspond with them?
Yes, all the time.
Very
They
good.
came and visited us
Oh, yeah?
2 weeks ago.
Oh,
They have a home in Florida.
Wasn't that nice?
And then and on the way down, they come and see us.
we're making a
Very nice.
family tree.
Oh, very nice.
And,
Yeah.
can we ask you some questions?
When you're gonna get in touch with them, you know, give them my love.
Then I have a
Your
question,
grandma.
thing, sir.
Question there? Yeah, it's in there. You're lost.
We're taking letters
You're
and
lost.
notes.
You're lost. Let me show you where it is. Right? This is okay. This is all your family. This brown.
The kids, I want you to listen to Grandma, so you
All for
sit
you.
right here.
Here's your questions. Grandma, we want to ask you some questions about the family,
Yeah.
about our history,
Abel, Corey, come here, listen
What
up.
history is that?
your history, our history, the family.
Yeah. What
We want
about?
to write it down, and we want to write a storybook about our family history.
Book?
Yeah, we want to make a storybook about our family history. We want to ask you some questions.
Oh.
Okay?
I
You know a
very
lot
little
about
now.
the family.
No.
Here, let me have a
do,
pen.
But I forgot already.
Let me have a pen, sir.
I forgot already.
No, you
Ask
didn't
me
forget.
nothing. I
We
forgot.
asked you a few questions.
Okay.
I forgot already.
Huh?
No, I have to leave in about 5 minutes.
Oh, you do?
Freddie,
Oh.
she knows better.
Okay, just a couple questions then.
Just
Let me ask you one question.
All
Just
right.
write it down, not it for good.
What boat did you take to America?
The United States?
Yeah. What was the name of the boat?
I don't remember. I know I went on the boat, but I don't remember the boat.
The name?
Huh?
You don't know the name?
No. I can't remember. It's a nice few years.
Where did they land, Va?
Huh?
Where did they land? What?
I know we landed Kesselgarten when we came here. That's what I know. Yeah.
They called it Castle Garden.
Castle Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that time,
It's a place everybody used to stop off in
we
Kesselgarten.
call it. What is
Yeah,
that?
Statue of Liberty.
No,
What is it?
not Statue of Liberty.
No, now it's
Where is
it's
that?
called something else
Where is
there.
that? Now it's a monument. Where
Yeah.
is it called?
Ellis Island.
Ellis Island.
That's the
Oh,
Statue of
Ellis
Liberty.
Island.
Ellis
Now.
Island.
Uh-huh.
It's called something else.
Yeah.
But do you remember where the immigrants came?
I remember I used to see a Statue of Liberty when we used to go
It's the
by,
same
right?
thing, but it's Castle Garden and it's called, that's my memory, I can't get spontaneously.
Okay. What did your father do?
My father,
What did he do?
he was a tailor.
No, your father.
Oh, my father?
Yeah.
My father was a businessman. He used to sell wheat to Russia.
Okay. So
Yeah.
wheat.
So he used to hire, wagons, men with wagons, with horses,
Mhm.
This is what
And they
they-
used to fill up the bags with the wheat and bring it to Russia. One day he got sick and he caught ammonia and he just went, died.
So he never came to America.
Who?
Your father.
I
Well-
came to America through my mother because my mother's schoolmate came home to take his family to United States. He went to United States because in Europe you cannot make a good living. There is nothing, not much now. Maybe it's more improved, but before was nothing to do. Only in the field people used to have a job. The field is not every day. It's twice a year. It's just when you go to work, you set seeds, and when it's coming up, when it starts to grow.
What did you grow?
I didn't grow nothing. I'm talking
Father.
about the people
Oh.
that you had a job when
Uh-huh.
to work to help them and on their farms.
Okay.
So they had a little job.
Did you go to school in Russia?
In Russia, yeah, but I didn't finish.
What was the name of the school? The name.
You want me
I have to know because I want to
so many years? Oh boy.
get. Was it a big school, a little school?
It was a big school, all the children went to.
You don't know any of your teachers.
Teachers. I'm here a long time, honey. It wasn't yesterday.
You were young too.
It wasn't yesterday.
Okay.
Because
Let's
I
see.
left here early. I left early.
Okay. When you came to America, what did you bring? I know you remember that because
I
you
brought
only had,
myself.
you only had one bag, right?
Who?
You.
Yeah, I had one bag, but my grandfather, packed the bread. I remember he took me to a rabbi. He should bless me because I went to United States that I shouldn't get sick. Everything should go well with me. See, in Europe, You believe in these things. Used to believe in these things. A rabbi, this was his job. He used to pray day and night, and for the people. And people like one they couldn't make a living, he couldn't hold a job, so he went to the rabbi. He should bless him that in case your children get sick, he should bless him that his family. He's a poor man, he can't afford the doctor bills to pay, that his children should be well, he should, everybody in the family should be well. You give him and he makes a living, this is his living. He prays day and night, and when you leave there, you leave him with $5.
$5?
$5 or $2, he don't tell you how much to give him, how much your heart wants to give.
What type of food did you bring with you? You had to eat on the boat, right?
I ate on the boat.
They didn't feed you. You brought your own
No,
food.
everybody sat on a big table, all the people. I wasn't there myself.
No.
Yeah, the people goes, a lot of people go on the boat.
Oh, so somebody cooked.
I think it took a whole week. Now it doesn't take a whole week. I think it took a few days, I think it took to go on the boat. Now it takes quicker,
Oh, so you didn't bring your food with you in your suitcase, huh?
No, it didn't. The rabbi gave me I don't know.
Bread?
Bread, yeah. I should eat that, and I was on the boat. There's when we get on the Red Ocean. So everybody took sick. The boys were dancing with the girls and everything, and I said, "Oh gee, if I get bigger, I could have also danced with the boys. Would take me." I was jealous, they were dancing with the girls. But when it came on the red boat, I was the strongest from them. I had to bring them water to drink, and they were all throwing up, and I was the strongest. I didn't throw up, and I wasn't sick, and I was very healthy.
Red boat, what is that?
He boat me. When we went to the on the sea when we went, there's a place that it's the deepest place to go. It's very dangerous there around there. The boat used to sink around there. So now it's more improved everything. You don't hear these things. So you took a chance to go to.
How much did you pay to go?
I didn't pay for nothing.
Who paid you?
My grandfather paid. Oh, my mama sent a ticket. My mother sent a ticket, yes. Sent me I think I have a ticket. The agent was supposed to bring me. So I thought that the agent is going to hold my hand and bring me right into Mama, but it doesn't work that way. You have a ticket on your on your dress, your name. And when you have to go in some offices there before you get on the boat, and he's asking you questions, you have to answer questions and all. It's not easy. And I had trouble too when I went to work. Because when you go...
Forget about work. When you went to Ellis Island, when you arrived in Ellis Island, was your mother here? Was your mother?
What do you mean, Ellis Island?
Was your mother, when you were at Kitzel Garden,
yeah.
When you arrived, was your mother there to
she was here, but she didn't come. Wow. That was my trouble.
Oh.
He didn't go because my mother, was operated on gallstones. I didn't know that because Baba wouldn't tell me. She didn't want me to worry. She wrote a letter to Baba, not ready when she got better that she had a gallstone. She didn't want to worry then, so she couldn't go to work. Baba used to send a check. Mama used to send a check for the children every month, So anyhow, when she took sick, how do you call it?
With gallstones.
So
And she went to the hospital.
she went to the hospital, and then she went to the hospital. So she didn't stay out too long, in the hospital when they sewed her stitches. So she went too early, so the stitches opened and she started to bleed. So she went back to the hospital. While she went to the hospital that they should sew her stitches, the doctor said she's got to stay in the house for about 2 or 3 days. In the meantime, I was on the road. I was in Kesselgarten. Everybody went off, and I was waiting, the agent was waiting for my mother, and he went for my mother, telephoned for my mother, and mother wasn't home, because she was in the hospital, and nobody knew. And I was crying, everybody gave me candy, this one gave me this one gave me that. People that they are full office, and they went off already. Everybody.
So did you go off the boat?
No.
A ship?
They
No,
wouldn't let me.
They wouldn't let you off the ship?
How I gonna let you? Yeah, I went off. I was in Kesselgarten.
Yeah.
Waiting for my
Oh,
mother
but
should come and take me off,
You was in a cage, right?
So-
A cage and a fence
Not a
and
cage,
everything.
a house, a big office,
Okay.
And a lot of benches were sitting there, people were sitting, like in the movies you see a lot of chairs, benches, a lot of, and the agent put me all the way down, all the way up. So I said, I'm gonna miss the boat if I'm gonna, until it'll come, my next, he's gonna start and ask me questions. He said, don't worry, you sit, we have chairs, luggage are right there. I didn't have no patience, but I had to sit. Everybody went off and I was left there and I was crying. He says, so the agent says one day he came over to me, he says, Fisher, I have a new news for you. I says, how long are you gonna bring me good or bad news? It's about time you should bring me good news. I remember that. So he says, how can I bring you good news? That you told me you have a mother and now I see you don't have no mother. I says, I think you don't know what you're talking about. He says, I don't know what I'm talking about. I says, yes. I says, if you wouldn't have no mother, you wouldn't be here. He laughed. He says, you're too smart for your age. So I says, everybody's got to have a mother. The mother comes first, otherwise you can't have a. How would you come without a mother? So that was it.
So what happened?
Anyhow, he says the boat is going to go off Saturday. The boat goes off, so you'll have to go back to Europe. I says, I'm going to drown myself before you ever send me. I didn't think to drown myself. I was too smart to do something like that. But I told him that. Scared him. So he says, drown yourself. You're such a pretty girl. What do you want to drown yourself for? She says, he wouldn't do such a silly thing. I says, I don't want to live. He says, why? Because I have old parents. They can take care of me. I says, they're too old to take care. I came to see my mother. My mother wants me.
So what happened?
So he says, so what happened with your mother? So that happened. She went to the hospital to get stitches to sew.
Did she ever come back?
Oh yeah. And then he says, so where is your mother? I says, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Then I had an address from my father's side, family. So I gave the address. I says, I have that address from my father's side. Her sisters, from her sisters, family. Anyhow, so I gave him that. He said, that's the last place I'm gonna go. I says, I'm sure you wouldn't. Let's hope that.
But when you were in Castle Garden, didn't your mother come?
No, because my mother was in the hospital that
But
time.
who came for
That's
you?
why she didn't
But
come.
didn't someone call Rivka, I'm here?
But she wasn't home. She was in the hospital, honey.
So who?
What do you mean,
so who picked
Rivka?
you?
Rivka is
Rivka
a
is your
child. What are you
Jewish-
talking about a child now? We call talking about Europe when I was a girl. We went to the hospital.
Oh,
So what are you mixing up Rivka?
Rivka.
Rivka was a child when I was, it was my little sister, must have been, because
Yeah.
I used to sit by the window all the time, used to show her the birds. See the birdie?
Yeah.
They named me Rose. My name is Rose.
Rasha Fisher?
Rasha
Rasha
Fisher.
Fisher.
Yeah.
Rasha.
See,
That's
they
the
gave me a name from the Hebrew.
Uh-huh.
They took off Russia. And the Hebrew is the Bible, a lot of big Bible, Russia. And this is a very good name, They took a name out from the Bible and they gave it to me.
And what was your father's name?
Who? My father?
Your father?
My
Your
father's
father.
name? Shia.
Shia.
Sydney. They called him in English.
No, a Hebrew
United
name.
States.
Shia.
Shia?
They called him Sydney over here. That's how my son,
Yeah.
my son is
and-
after mine.
Shia.
She,
Shia Fisher?
how do you call it? I think she Fisher. She is she Heschel. She Heschel. She Heschel. It was Papa's name. My father's name.
She Hassel?
Heschel. But they called him She. It was a double name. Heschel. He was named after somebody.
And what about your
Jewish
father?
people name after dead people. They don't name. But the Christians they name after live people.
Uh-huh.
But the Jewish people after dead people.
You didn't have a grandfather. He wasn't
She
alive.
said her grandpa bought the ticket to come to America.
Oh, my grandfather was alive. Yeah,
Bought the ticket for you?
No, he didn't buy the ticket. My mother sent the ticket. My grandfather retired already.
What was his
He-
name, the grandfather? The grandfather's name?
My son is after mine, named after mine.
Sidney?
Label.
Label.
Yeah.
That was your grandpa's name?
Leo
Fisher?
is his name.
No.
No,
Hessel.
I don't think it is. I think my maiden name was Fisher. Or mine grandfather's name was something else. I forgot. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I just saw.
The names, the initials I remember because I named my children after them.
Uh-huh.
You see, Sid, my oldest son, God bless him, is named after my father, Sid Shia. And my grandma's name was Frede in Jewish. And in English was Frida, is Frida. So I named my daughter.
Mom.
Huh?
My mother.
Yeah.
After your...
Yeah.
Did you go to school in America?
Huh?
Did you go to school when you came to
Who?
America?
No. My mother wanted me to send. She says, you say you didn't go, you didn't finish school. She says, now you're here, you'll finish school. So I said, Mama, I don't want to school. I want to finish this. No, you gotta finish school. You're here, she says, and I have money, I could support you. She says, and you'll go to work later. So I says, Mama, I want to go out. I'm going to go to night school. I says, I'm going to go to night school. I'm going to find myself a friend first of all. And she's going to speak English to me. I'll tell her. And I knew a little bit English because in Europe was an office, a place where people used to go to learn English. You know, it was a school like. They used to learn how to talk English.
Is it lunchtime?
Lunchtime. Lunchtime.
So his name was Labish.
First name?
I remember.
Gottlieb? Does Gottlieb
Plain,
sound familiar? Gottlieb sound familiar?
I don't get you.
Gottlieb. No.
Gottlieb.
Gottlieb? No, that I don't know. Oh, it is Gottlieb. It doesn't count.
Was that his first name, Labish?
Labish is plain Yiddish. You know, either in Russian and this they name it a little different. You know.
Hey, and I thought we came from Israel.
They don't call it Israel. They call it Labish. Plain Jewish.
When did we come to Austria from Israel?
Huh?
When did we leave Israel and come to Austria?
I don't know. You're asking me, honey. I'm far away from there. I have never been there. I don't think I ever been in Russia.
Israel.
I have an aunt in Russia that's my grandma's daughter. She's got an eye in February there. She used to come visit us.
Your aunt? Aunt what?
Aunt. I don't remember her
Oh, just
name.
aunt.
No. She was my grandma's daughter.
What's that?
Lovely person, a very nice person. I had my grandma's son. He was a lawyer. He was the only son she had, a lawyer. She had daughters. She had my mother, but she had a son, only one son, and he was where she made him for a lawyer because he was very the only child she had as a son. He was the only son, so she made a lawyer of him. But she wasn't in good times with him.
No, your grandmother.
Because
Mama, this was your grandmother.
Because he used to work on Saturday. He used to go to Radhof. He had a job there. He had to do it. So she was angry because he went to work on Shabbos. And you know, by the religious people, is the biggest sin to do something like that, to work on Shabbos.
So what
And he had to do it because he worked today. You know, they were.
So what happened?
Nothing. She didn't bother with him. She didn't. They were not in good times. But before I went to United States, Babu told me to go to say goodbye to my uncle. So I went. Hersh was his name.
Parrish?
Hersh. In Jewish, you know. Harry, I think they call him. But in Jewish, plain Jewish, Hersh. And he had a family, he had children, he had a wife and children, you know. And he lived there in they lived in our town, but not near us, away from us.
How about the banker? What is the banker society? What is the banker?
The banker?
Is that a town?
The banker society.
Yeah.
That's a society.
Is that a town that?
That must be some town because it says the banker society. They have members from that.
I know.
From that city.
That's your husband's society. Now that's you.
The banker. Oh yeah.
So
Must be my
what do
husband.
they do? Take
Yeah.
the name of the town that they live in? Is that in Russia?
That was the bankers that the city that the people come from. The banker, it's called. It's not from our son. It's from other people's city. Because I think our city was from how do you call
Was
it?
that from Papa City?
No, that's the different people. Landslide. Landslide.
Lublin.
No.
Landslide is from your town.
Yeah.
All from your town. That's called, the meeting was from Landslide. And the members, all the members that, we belong is with Landslide.
Yeah, I know.
They used to come to the United States and they made
Now, this is where Grandma left. She left in Kaliningrad.
Does anybody have any coffee?
I think so. Oh, so you took a train all the way from...
I didn't take nothing.
No.
My grandpa took care of that.
Right.
My grandpa used to be a big businessman, when he was younger.
Oh, I thought you took a train to go to the boat.
I think my grandfather used to have a big business, a big restaurant or hotel, whatever it was. Because afterwards he rented the place for a school. It was a big place with a big hall. They used to stop. They used to go in the hall with the cars. So it was a big hall.
You're close on the border, right?
Huh?
You're on the border of Russia and Poland.
Yeah.
Right next
They
to
made
each
it
other.
afterwards. They made it Russia, Poland. Before it was Austria. So then afterwards, I think after the war, they made Russia, Poland. Half and half.
Oh. Leningrad.
Must be all the small towns around. I don't know what town you're looking for.
Trying to find out what town you were born in.
Huh?
I want to find out what town.
town I was born? I think in Stoyanov.
That's what I'm looking for.
Because we lived there. Stoyanov. And how do you call it? There's a Christian, how do you call it? Jewish people don't keep these offices and everything. Christians, the big Christians, the high educated Christians, keep all these kind of offices and everything. So, it has nothing to do with the Jewish people. Jewish people keep other things, kosher things. I remember my grandma used to go to the post office to mail a letter and to buy stamps there to mail a letter, and she used to, with a big honor, talk the fancy talk, You know what I mean? Not like we talk me to you, like Mr. So-and-so. She used to say, dziękuję, thank you very much, with a fancy word.
Dziękuję?
He used to give her whatever she ordered, stamps or she bought there.
She mailed them to...
In the post office. So she used to pay him, and he used to give her the things, and she thanked him in Polish.
Who, Babu?
My grandma. Yeah.
Oh, your grandma.
My grandma, she used to, with a big honor, thank him with a big honor. She used to tell me too that I should thank him. She used to say to me that I should say so. I said, dziękuję. Proszę pan, dziękuję. Very śliczny. Very, you know, śliczny means very much.
Oh, Sherry.
Polish, they used to talk Polish.
I can't find. Grandma remembers the town she lived in. It's called Stalinov.
And we lived there, and people lived there plain Russian, they spoke. In Russia, they speak a deep Russian. I couldn't speak that language, it was too long. And I don't know whether it's Kharpatsky or it's Russian, but they called Russian. Very plain, anybody could speak.
Do you say Kyiv?
Huh?
Kyiv?
Tell you what.
No, nothing.
I don't know why you want to have it that.
I want to know where you lived. I want to see
So
it
what's
on
the
the map.
difference, honey? What do you need
I
it?
don't know. I just want
What
to
do you
know.
need it for? To worry your head off.
Not worried. I'm
Ah, you don't need it.
talking.
Oh, you can't know because, you know,
Your address still might be there.
my aunt, my mom, my mother's brother, the lawyer, who knows, got years ago, you know.
They might be trying to get to America still.
Now, before he went, yeah, he wrote a letter to my mother that he wants to come to the United States.
He never did?
And my mother didn't send no letter. No, they didn't want to bring him over. She didn't want to start up with Babu and leave Babu alone, you know. But
Oh.
they were in bad times. Babu was, because he worked on Saturday.
Oh.
Babu was very religious.
She never worked on Saturday.
Who?
Bible.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I remember.
They used to come, she had a man, he used to come to make the light, put the light on at night, you know. And Shabbos, you know, he used to, when she used to bench lift, you know, she nobody could go near the lift because of Shabbos. You know, the kids, if they played around at the table, and then, well, what you doing? Be careful, don't touch it, it's Shabbos today. You know how kids are, they move their hands where they belong.
Uh-huh.
So she used to, you know, we used to eat, we used to play around on the table. And Baba said, be careful, that's Shabbos today. Don't touch the candles.
Steve, was that town you said was named?
Stoyanov.
Is it in Russia?
I can't find it. It's supposed to be
That's
in
the Russian Poland.
Russian Poland.
It became, it was Austria. So then it became Russian Poland. I don't know, they had I think after the, how do you call it?
The war.
The war, yeah. So it became Russian
Russia and
Poland.
Austria?
No, I said Lvov. That's Hungary. Hungarian.
Excuse me,
God
bless
bless
me.
you.
Thank you, girl.
We don't think much about Germany because Germany They called thousands of people they killed out. They burned them. They killed out all the Jews. They
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
I think he must have been it put lately over they said that people should put a candle on the window every day. A candle on the window, a memory. 50 years ago. Thousands of
People.
50,000 of people. They killed them, they burned them, they killed them. Wanted to kill out all the Jews.
They didn't succeed.
But still in all, they succeed plenty. Killed children and parents.
You
They
came
said
over
they
just in
gonna pay
time.
them for a good time. They took them in trucks and then said that they're going to give them a good time. And then they had stoves like in the bakery. They have a big and buying the Jews.
Well, you left before
I
that.
heard it. Oh yeah, but I heard it. My grandma told me about it.
No, you were here before that.
I don't know. I heard it about it. And it comes up now. So it was on the television.
1942 that was.
It was, huh?
1945.
Yeah. I think. Did you ever read about it? Did you ever hear
Yes,
about it?
Uncle Sid was in the army then.
Huh?
Uncle Sid was in the army.
I don't know that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Uncle Lee was
Sid,
in the army.
My children were born in the United States.
Yeah, 'cause they went
Had
to
nothing
fight.
to do with Europe.
No, we went to fight. The United States helped them out. We beat them.
This I don't know.
Yeah, we beat the
I think
Germans.
they wanted to drag in the United States.
We did. We won. We blew
Oh,
them
yeah?
up. We fought them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we won. we-
Who you gave a hand for?
We beat Germany.
Oh yeah.
Beat Germany and
Yeah.
beat.
Afterwards, they want to try now to get into the United States,
Uh-huh.
but the United States wasn't too keen to take them in. They tried to get in. They still try to get into the United States. Some of them have lived here. So we never had trouble in the United States.
That's why you came over.
Yeah, that's everybody like it quiet and happy and everything, you know. When how do you call it? When I came to the United States, I didn't know about the wars.
Well, you don't know what year you came here. do you? What year did you come?
Oh, what year? I don't know.
1905?
I don't know. Whether I came 1912 or 1900, I don't know. Don't remember. Around, I think around these, either at the beginning of 1900 or in 1912, someplace. Finished 1912. I couldn't tell you because I heard these words, you know, these numbers.
Yeah.
It was just talk or something.
Baba was here.
Huh?
Baba was here 5 years before you came. How many years?
I don't think Baba was in the United States, my mother.
Before you?
Oh, my mother, yeah.
Yeah, how long did you not see your mom?
She came when my father died.
And how long did she stay here? How long did you miss your mom for?
Baba?
Yeah.
How long?
Did you miss her?
Oh,
You were in
I don't know.
Poland?
I think a few years, just a few years.
She tried to save up.
When she saved up a little money, you know, and then because I was the oldest.
Uh-huh.
I took care. Remember, the children used to go to Haida, and I used to take care of them, you know, because you know the Christian children used to throw rocks on the Jewish people.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah, oh, terrible, terrible. You couldn't go past the streets. They used to throw rocks. That was, now it's different, you know, more. But before was awful. Nobody took a part and nobody could say anything. Used to run, that's all.
So,
You had to run when you had to go through the street, and when the Christian children saw you, they used to throw rocks at you. Didn't bother them. The Jewish people didn't bother them. They ignored the Jewish people. They didn't like the Jewish people.
I want you to take a
We didn't do nothing to them. They couldn't see it because they said that they take away. They couldn't see that the Jewish people are smart and they have business. They didn't like that.
So you got out. You left.
It used to take me, you know, to play with the horses, you know, and then we used to eat there and look out of the windows the way the horses used to march, you know, in that place. I think some place Hodder.
Is what?
That city that he comes, I don't know.
Huyef?
Hodder.
Holif?
Olive,
Holif.
yeah.
Russia.
That's Russia.
I
don't know. I don't know. He talked plain. He didn't talk like they speak in Russian.
Is it lit Papa?
Papa, he was a veteran, my husband.
No, was Papa Litzbach or Flitziana?
No. He was no Litvak. Because the Litvaks speak different, you know.
What was he, Flitziana?
Austrian, I think. Austrian.
What were you, a
He
Litvak or
He
Flitziana?
spoke,
What were you, a Litvak or Flitziana?
Russian Pole.
See,
What's
then when
that
they
say?
used to get angry, they used to call each other Litvak.
Was it first Dibrock Society? How did you say that?
Huh?
First, what society was that?
The bank.
The bank?
The bank is the landslide. You know, the people from his city, from his town. So they had meetings there. They used to have meetings. They used to come and get together every I think every week, the end of the week or once a month.
Okay.
We could always keep it nice and organized.
They used to,
Okay.
You got big control?
Grandma,
yeah.
you were born 1922.
I don't know. I can't
22,
tell.
32, 42, 52,
I can't
63,
tell. My Lee, my Sid.
You are
See, when the
70
baby gets born, the mother's name and age is written on the certificate, on the baby's certificate. My Lee knows how old I am.
My mom knows how old it is. She said it's 75 years old.
Who?
Mom. You'll be 76. When will you be 76?
Your mother? She don't look it.
No, you. She said you're 75 now. You'll be 76. When's her birthday, Mom?
I'm a little older than that. I say to everybody, I'm after 26.
How old?
After 26.
How old is your Uncle Joe?
Who?
18.
Joe? I don't know. Let him be well. I don't want to count his years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uncle Joe said that I'm 2 years. He's 2 years. I'm 2 years older than him because
how old
Pablo,
is he?
he said, had to every 2 years.
So how old is he?
Mom,
She had, huh?
How old is he?
April, Corey, come here.
Joe is nuts.
I'm gonna give him a
Sometimes
piece of bread or something.
he tells you how old he is, and sometimes he tells you he's 95.
Let me give you a piece of
95
bread or
years
something.
old.
He said he's 95?
Yeah, he said to me,
Corey, come here.
I said, what's the matter with you? What did he do overnight you make yourself older. He says, I says, why you don't, he says to the doctor, I'm not saying how old I am, I'm younger.
But his real age
But
is
in real age, he says I'm 95. I says, yeah, you're not, you don't know what you're talking about. He says, maybe you don't know what you're talking about.
We're going to celebrate your birthday, Mom.
Huh?
We're going to make a big party when you're 100 years old.
Who?
You.
Make who 100?
You, a big birthday party.
Are you nuts or something?
Maybe he said 85, Mom.
85.
Maybe he said
You
85.
talk to him, you'll hear. He's going to tell you he's 95.
Who?
I says, how come you raised your years overnight? Say 95. He says, yeah, I'm 95. I says, since when?
No,
I says, you started, I thought
He
that.
said 85.
So he says, because the doctor, when I go to the doctor, I don't tell him my right age. But the right age is 95. I says, all right, let me 95.
Could be 90.
So if he's 95, so I'm 100.
Okay. What was Sylvia's maiden name?
Sylvia?
What was her maiden name?
Sylvia died very young.
What was her maiden name?
Oh, she should rest in peace. My Sylvia,
No,
my
not
daughter,
your Sylvia. Benjamin's mama. Benjamin's mother.
Benjamin's mother.
Papa.
Papa.
Your husband's mother.
Mother, oh, I don't remember her. I don't remember her.
Wouldn't her name be Sylvia?
She didn't live in our town.
Mama?
She lived in a different town.
You married Papa?
I think so. She must still be alive.
She was
But
alive?
I don't remember her anyhow.
Then when you had a girl, didn't you name her after her?
I don't know. I don't know nothing. I
Who was Sylvia?
named
Who was Sylvia?
after people my side.
Only on
From
your
my
side?
side, yeah.
Who is Sylvia named after?
Sylvia? What's Sylvia?
Your daughter.
She's named from I think from a relative. I don't know from who, but I got more.
I would say no. You want more?
I need some for you.
I don't know if it was from Papa's side or
I know.
from my side.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what did you say?
Heidelman or Hellman.
Hellman. That's what I said this morning, right,
Oh, you
Hellman?
did? You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you had something to pick up, so it reminded me. It got on my
Hellman.
Yeah. Hellman or Heidelman.
Heidelman.
Heidelman?
I don't know.
Heidleman.
Hellman or Heidelman. Between these two the letters. Few letters.
That's your grandfather?
No. That was Babu, your mother's maiden name.
My mother's maiden name was Frede, I think Fischer.
Don't ask her.
Frede Fischer. Frida Fischer, I think.
Anna.
Second name. Anna, see. Baba's name was Frida, I'm sorry. Baba's, my grandma's name was Freda.
Freda
Freda.
Heidelman.
Freda.
Heidelman.
Heidelman.
Right, Ma? Freda Heidelman.
His second name, Zayda's name was the second name, I think. Heidelman or Hellman or something like that, and these between these
That's
letters.
a grandma.
Lena's husband's, he comes from Russia. I remember. And his name was, my father's name, I think my father came from Austria. And Olive, someplace around there.
Olive?
I had
That's
I had relatives from Papa's side. Olive, his sister,
Olive?
Yeah, somewhere around
Put
there.
that out, sir.
Oh. That's Benjamin. That's Benjamin.
I told you,
Benjamin Garfinkel comes from Hull.
Papa's name?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Papa's name, how do you call it? I met, where Baba was sleeping by her friend. You know, I got, he was by his wife, and he's a tailor, and he went to work to the tailor. Baba used to live there before I came here. By Mr. Goldstein was his name. Mrs. and Mr. Goldstein, they had a few children, I think, 4 or 5 children, you know. She used to take me to the park where she used to buy ice cream for the kids. She gave me also corn, ice cream corn. She used to give me also. She used to take me along with her, when she used to go to the park with the children, with her children. And his name was Goldstein. He used to work, I don't know what trade.
And Papa lived there?
Huh?
Papa, your husband?
Papa was in the army. See, and Papa came home, they all came from the army, and Papa, and he had, that man had to have a store where the lady lived, Goldstein lived, but he lived on in the apartment on the 4th floor, and he had on the stoop, he had a store, a cleaning store, men's cleaning, ladies, and cleanings and fixing things, He used to do man's store,
Goldstein.
No,
Papa?
no. Goldstein was the lady's Goldstein, the lady's husband, where my Babo lived there. Mr. and Mrs. Goldstein.
Baba
Was their name? No, Goldstein was their name. Baba's name was, I think, Fisher. I think Baba's name was. Goldstein was that man's name, where the lady, Mrs. Goldstein, Mr. and Mrs. Goldstein. They lived there. So Baba didn't want to, live by herself. I said to Baba, I remember, I said, Mama, why you live so far from North because we kept on walking and walking. I said, where are you going, Mama? She says, I'm going here. I live here by the lady. By a lady, a friend of mine, she says. I says, why don't you take your own apartment? She said, couldn't afford? She says, no, I was afraid to sleep by myself, so that's why I moved into the lady.
How'd you meet Papa? How'd you meet your husband?
Who, Papa? Through them. So anyhow, that man went telephone.
Yes.
Well, yes. Hi, Dad.
See,
Hyman.
there's a town, Yanif, and there's that town, Stoyanif.
Yeah, you told us that
Yeah,
yesterday.
that's
Okay.
right.
Papa's father's name was Hyman.
Right.
Yeah, must be because
Yes.
He doesn't know his grandfather's name.
Huh?
Papa, this is a hard worker. Guess who walked in?
Hyman
Okay.
Joseph.
Hyman.
Hyman Joseph.
Joseph was his middle name?
Hyman, yes.
Oh, Joe, we have a son, Joe, yeah. Yeah, Baba's son, my brother.
No. We're talking about Papa's father's name?
Oh, Papa's father's name?
Yeah, Chaim Yosel.
Oh, Papa's father's name.
Chaim Yosel.
Ham Yosel, I think she's right. Yeah,
Clifford is named after him.
Yeah.
I'm right.
yeah, it's late on my toes. I think she's right.
You want to hear some music, Jay?
Good job, okay.
You want to hear some music?
What are you gonna do?
Or are you watching TV?
You gotta watch me.
Honey, before you sit down, can you please bring in my vodka? She put it over there. She said your argument. That's very important, because you started slow and then it gets bigger and bigger. So this is very important. The children should see that. When they see love and kissing, they'll be the same. But when they see, fights, they get nervous and they, they don't get any good habits. Thank God for that. So, but I'm worried he doesn't go to school to Hebrew every day. He's supposed to go to Hebrew.
We only can make it on
Until he gets one mitzvah. Honey, but when he only goes one day, it's not enough. He
It
has to
takes
go
too long.
every day.
Grandma, they're building a brand new temple.
Oh yeah?
About 10 minutes away from the house.
They're building a temple?
It's not
Where?
built yet. It's 10 minutes away from my house.
Uh-huh.
The other one is
He
too
needs
far.
the rabbis. They're rabbis that they teach their children private. Don't they have a rabbi there? A man that teaches children private?
Oh, I can't afford that.
No? Why? They're very expensive. How much they charge for a week or a month, whatever it is.
I can't afford it anyway.
Yeah, afford that.
I'm just making,
Just to live on it.
I'm just making to live on it.
Uh-huh.
Sherry stays home with the kids and she cooks
Uh-huh.
and cleans and does the housework and I work every day
Uh-huh.
and we're just making it.
And you know something? That the ladies of today don't like to stay home just to cook and how do you call it? They like to be in business, to work.
Sherry likes to
Money.
stay home. She loves it.
Well, I'm glad she loves it.
The
but
kids
not
need
everybody.
the kids need
All the kids want
with the
that.
homework
Oh,
and
She helps the kids homework. That's
See, Grandma, I
very
don't want to work because I don't want a babysitter.
Huh?
I don't want a babysitter for my kids.
Oh, you don't want a babysitter? Oh,
I'm
that's,
their babysitter.
Oh.
I'm their mama.
oh,
And when they get bigger, maybe I can.
oh, so that's something else.
Yeah. I don't want to hire a
That's
babysitter.
not
like you
what-
said, love.
That's not what it
Love
can
is the
take.
children need their mother.
Huh?
They need their parents.
Yeah, they need a parent.
Love is more than money.
The kids,
Love is
the
more
kids,
than money.
the kids they can't stay all the time. They have to be learned, because one day they're gonna get married too, and they're not gonna stay at home, They have to go and make a living, They have to go to work. The ladies of today, if you would live here, you would know what I mean. They like to go to business, and they like to go to work,
Yeah.
And they like a different, not sit home and have children, make children, It's a different life altogether.
Not for everybody.
Not for everybody. Some
No,
women.
not bad. It's
Don't
the
want-
way you make it
I
up.
don't want to send my children to
Huh?
I don't want to send my children to another babysitter.
Oh, that's something else.
Yeah.
They don't want
babies.
children, they're not small babies, they're big children.
I can't do
God
it.
bless them,
I don't know. I like to teach them. We like to teach them.
Well, sure, the good things, why not?
When it's 3 o'clock and they come home from school, they walk home and Sherry is waiting for them at the front door.
Why does she have to wait? They don't know how to open the door?
They know how
He doesn't. He means I'm home.
they open the door. Mom, they're home. Corey's only 9 years old.
If
All right.
Corey comes home and there's nobody
Well,
there,
And
His
some
mom is
girls,
working.
some girls when they go to work, And when they have grown up girls, they show her how to cook. And when they come home, she comes home, she has a dinner
That's
cooked.
good.
Did you work when
Her daughter
whenever,
showed her how to cook.
did you work when you had a baby?
Yeah, I mean, her mother showed her how to learn how to cook.
Did you work, Grandma,
Who?
when you had the babies? Were you working when you had your babies,
When I
Frida?
had the baby?
Frida and
No, my husband didn't have that. He was old-fashioned. Old-fashioned. He'd stay in the babies and have babies and cook and clean and do this and do that.
you didn't like that?
Uh-huh.
You didn't like it?
I didn't know anything better. I didn't. I used to go afterwards. I used to go and work because my husband was a tailor, so I used to work in the store, and I used to enjoy working. I liked it. See, so so I couldn't have. Friday he got me a girl. Got a girl that her mother worked by him. So he had a factory, my husband. So she came Friday to clean the chairs in the kitchen. She cleaned up, and she cleaned up. She washed the floor. She washed the kitchen floor, the living room. She vacuumed, and she cleaned up. But otherwise, they didn't raise my children. I raised my children. But I enjoyed going to work. But he didn't let me. He wanted I said the children need him out.
Yeah, look how good they turned out.
Yeah, we have nice
Uncle
children.
Sid?
Very nice.
Uncle Sid owns his own business, wealthy.
Uncle Sid.
Uncle Lee, he's
So
got a...
devoted. God bless them. God bless them.
So maybe it was good that you stayed home with
When
them.
he calls up, not too long, When they grew up, when they got older, my children started to go to work when they went to high school. They got jobs, the teacher gave them jobs in high school, So that's how they learned, that I have to go to work.
Uh-huh.
Sure. But when they don't, when they get lazy, they only like some children get lazy. All they know is to sit and watch television, sit in their room and watch television. That's not life. That's laziness, getting into a lazy habit, and he can get no job, and he hasn't got no job.
Grandma, who's the youngest of your
And he
children?
plays sick, huh?
Is your daughter the youngest child?
Yeah.
Frida.
Okay.
Yeah, Frida. I had a beautiful girl, Sylvia. Anything her eyes saw, her hands could do. And she wanted to do. Not that I made her to do, but she wanted to do. She wanted to learn. When I was sick, Frida, when I was sick, I had the grip that time. And I was in bed, and it was Erev Shabbos, and we had to make soup, cook. So she said to me, Mama, she says, I'm gonna dish. So I says, I'm afraid you're gonna burn yourself. Clean the chicken, and I put it up, and you're gonna tell me how to do it. So I told her. I says, I'm afraid you shouldn't burn it. So she says, no, you'll tell me how to do it. And when I was in bed, with the fever. So she cleaned the chicken, and I was afraid she shouldn't burn herself. She says, Mama, I'll take the chair and I'll put it near your bed, and you'll show me how to do it. So she was willing. Not old children won't do that.
Uh-huh.
So she was cleaning the chicken, and then I told her to take the chicken, spill out the dirty water, to scratch up the skin, make sure you take out all the feathers, and then put the pot in the sink, spill in a lot of water in the sink, and wash good off every piece separate. Scratch the skin out, from the sweat, from the feathers, and rinse it one time and rinse it then another time, and rinse out the part before you put it to cook, and then put fresh water in the pot and start to cook the chicken. Watch until it starts to boil. And when it starts to boil, you have to take off that...
The brown stuff.
That's right. Clean it off slowly with a spoon and make yourself ready a plate. You put it in that plate until it stops being. Cook it slow and then turn down the soup. Let it cook slowly. But don't let it cook very slow, but let it cook slowly. It shouldn't cook like a borscht. A borscht is different and soup is different. And then I told her how long she should cook the soup. I used to get pullet, because pullet is a young chicken and it's sweet and it doesn't have to cook too long. An old chicken hasn't got no time, no taste. So she done what I told her, and when I was sick, and little by little, she learned how to do things.
Who's the Freddie, Mom?
Sylvia.
No, Sylvia knew, how do you call it, Freddie.
Freddie.
Sylvia was the same.
What happens to
Freddie.
Sylvia? Got sick, huh?
Sylvia, all of a sudden, she got sick and she got I don't know what, she got leukemia, I think.
Oh.
And she went just like that. I went crazy. I didn't know what to do to myself. I went when it was time, when the girls used to go home from school. So I went and I grabbed the bus, because I didn't drive yet, no car yet. I started to drive very late. So who gave me a chance? My husband started me off, and then he died. So I says, goodbye, know how to drive the car, I will know how to drive.
You didn't know how to drive?
So Sid said, Mama, he says, don't worry, you know how to drive the car. Because Sid got me an instructor. The salesman, the man that brought the merchandise to the business. So in the morning, I forgot how you called them. So the expressman. So he said, when my husband says my wife needs lessons, who's going to give my wife lessons? Who's the one, the first one? So the salesman picked up his hand and he says, I will. So the only time he was off, because the whole week he was working Saturday. So he used to come and give me lessons. So he used to take me near the school. So he used to take me round and round. I should go near the school, like this, and I should go a straight line, and that's the only place he took me. So Sid, I think, who said Sid? Ben was living here at that time. So anyhow, Ben said he's going to let me, how to drive. I says, oh, I know very good how to drive. So he says, all right, Saturday I'm going to take you and you'll show me how to drive. I took him and, where do you drive? Start off. I says, I drive around the school. So he took me around the school. So I showed him my ride. So how I drive around the school, he says, and where else do you drive? I says, no place else around. He says, Rose, you'll never know how to drive. This is no way. You gotta know how to drive on the highway. You gotta know when the light stops to stop. Otherwise, you're gonna get in trouble. She says, I have to get you a good driver that take you on the highway and on the road, and so. Then anyhow, my husband took sick, so he Oh, the telephone.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
that's right.
Hello? No, this is his son Steve. How are you? Who? My father wants to talk to who? Oh, Dr. Goldstein. No, my dad's not here right now.
Oh, it's my doctor.
Oh, is it Grandma's doctor?
I think so.
Let me get my mom, okay? She know more about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Mom!
Yeah, call her. And afterwards, that house they rented for school because they needed the money, And they rented for school so they had some money to live on. See, it wasn't years ago. It wasn't much to do in Europe,
Well, Grandma, when you lived as a little girl in the town, I can't pronounce the name of it. We'll just call it in Europe.
Yeah.
Were your parents born there?
In Europe?
Yeah, were they born there?
I think my father was born in another town. And my mother, I don't know where she was born. I know my grandfather came from Russia, And Europe used to be, now is also the same thing, matchmakers,
Matchmakers?
Yeah. Now is
Uh-huh.
also matchmakers.
Uh-huh.
And let me tell you that very intelligent people go, because I heard it on the television that they have an office and they have lovely people coming there. They introduce themselves that they should come to them. They have very nice people to come to get to know them. That they should come out.
Did you have a big family?
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of cousins in Europe?
Oh yeah, people.
A lot of cousins and friends?
People, they have a lot of children, That's all they have to do is have children when they get married.
What am I
And
looking for? Poland?
Russia,
Russia.
Poland.
Warsaw, Poland. Were you near Warsaw, Poland?
Near Russia.
Okay, yeah.
Russian Poland. It was after the war, it was Russian.
There's a Klezapolzum, Podolaski, Beles.
Nobody would know me because, I didn't live there. I was a kid there. So, I haven't got much.
You were born there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you were born there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was born there.
Lepenza,
They wouldn't have my name there.
Leningrad,
Because things change.
When you came to America, did they make you become a citizen?
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Not they made me. My husband made
Your
me.
husband.
Because he was a citizen. He was working in the army, see?
Yeah.
And that's how I'm a citizen. And I still get pension as long as I live. Because my husband was a citizen.
Your husband was in the army?
Yeah.
Was he in World War I?
Yeah. And that's how I met my husband. Not that that's how I met my mother. See, at the beginning I said she didn't have an apartment. She lived with her friend. So her friend, so downstairs was a store. A store. A man had a store. He used to do cleaning, and he used to do make suits.
good luck.
And he used to buy it. He's gone already. So he used to have cleaning, and he used to have make men's clothing.
Do you remember his name?
Who?
No.
I didn't bother with that man. I
Yeah.
just tell you that. So when after the war, so his cousin, his relative came home. So he was a tailor, my husband. So that was my husband.
Was your husband a tailor in World War One?
See, look,
Did he-
I'm
yeah.
start to tell you from
Okay.
the beginning. That my husband was a tailor. The war stopped, so everybody came home. Some fellas that had girlfriends, they got married. It was hard to get apartments that time. So anyhow, I didn't, in a few years alone, I first went to, how do you call it, with boys. I didn't go right away with
Dating?
Because obviously dating,
Dating.
yeah. Because I couldn't talk much English, and I went to night school. I didn't go to public school. So, I went to night school, and I liked night school. I liked school. If I wouldn't be a cripple, I would still go to school. I love school, I love to go to school. But, this is something that I cannot do it now. So it's no use to talk about it. But,
What kind of subjects do you like in school?
uh,
What did you like to do in school?
I'd like to do whatever we used to do, spelling. I like to do because I was, very poor in spelling because I wasn't up to a big class yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't, finish school. See, over here, so I didn't finish neither because I went to school a little, and then when I went to work, I had trouble because, when I got that fella took me, my friend's brother took me to work. He said he worked with she told me he works with a middle-aged man, and he's a partner. So she says, my brother, it'll take you. I says, I need a job. I have to look for a job first, and so she said, my brother is in business. He could take you in his place. I could take you up at my house, and my brother could tell you that I'm going to ask my brother that if he could take
Here it
you
is.
up.
Calusum?
Huh?
What town did you say? I have a map. Calusum. Calusine? Calusum. You know something like that?
There is plain Russian in Russia, and plain, I don't know how they call it, Latsky, or I don't know
Pulaski.
how they talk that language.
Yeah, I'll try
But
it.
plain is very easy to learn, and Russian is a very deep Russia. This I couldn't, it like this in Russian is понимаешь по-русски. And Polish is rozumieć polsku. If your mother's a Polish, your mother's Polish?
My mother?
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, what is she? German?
My father's German.
Oh, and mother?
My mother was French.
Oh, French.
French-Irish.
Yeah, French-Irish. I lived with people. They were very nice. They were very nice. We were neighbors, We used to get wonderful. We used to get along with each other. She used to like, Jewish meals. She used to like.
I love Jewish
so,
meals.
So I used to teach her. She says,
German.
oh, and mother?
My mother was French.
Oh, French.
French-Irish.
Yeah, French-Irish. I lived with people. They were very nice. They were very nice. We were nice. Her husband enjoyed the meal she cooked. He says, where did you learn this? She says that I gave it a taste soup, and she liked it, a vegetable soup. so
Let me ask you.
she made it.
Okay, one question. Do you save anything from Russia when you left? Did you bring anything to America with you that come from
Who,
you?
me? A pillow. I think
Yeah, where's the pillow?
Took alone.
You don't have it no more?
No,
You're supposed to keep the pillow.
I don't know. I used to keep it, but I've been moving around lately. I lived by my brother, and I lived in senior citizens, and I lived in Bainbridge.
Where did you live when you got married to Benjamin?
Who? To
You.
my husband?
Yeah, when you got married to Benjamin.
I lived in the United States.
No.
I mean,
no.
in Brooklyn? Where did you live in Brooklyn?
Oh, I lived in Brooklyn one time, in East New York.
East New York?
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the street?
No.
You don't remember.
When you married
I know
Papa?
East New York. I married in northern East New York, but you see where I live, where
Island.
my mother lived there with that lady. So that lady, and from the store I tell you that there was the store, downstairs was a store, a tailor. And so when after the war, all the people came home, whoever got girlfriends, they got married. And the tailor had a relative, so his relative also came home, and he went to see the tailor, and he said he needs a job. And he was glad to see him. He says, "Sit down. You got it. You could start. You know that I'll give you a job."
How old were you when you got married?
Huh?
Were you 16?
I couldn't remember. I wasn't too old and not too young. You know what I mean? And that tailor, he introduced him. So to the place where my mother used to live upstairs on the 4th floor. He went the
I remember that place.
The man, huh?
I know that place.
You do?
Yeah, I've been there. We
Oh,
used to
yeah?
go- yeah, she lived there a long time.
Who? My mother?
Yeah, your mother.
When she was in the United States, yeah.
That was the
But
same
afterwards,
place?
when I came, she took an apartment.
Yeah.
I said, "Mama, you live on the 4th floor? Why you live so high?" She says, "Look," she says, "I'm alone and I'm afraid to live by myself. Now, being you came, so I'm gonna get an apartment." She says, I live here. I don't get anything for nothing. I pay the lady money. She says, "I pay a rent. It's called the rent." So I says, "All right." She said, "But being now, it's going to be different. You're here. I'm going to get an apartment. I'm going to tell a lady, there's a lady, you give her a few dollars for it. She goes to look for an apartment for you. So I wouldn't have to stop for my throwing job. And,
So when you had Uncle Sid, did they have babies in hospitals?
no.
Had them at home?
All my children home.
Did you have
Sorry.
someone help you with the baby?
Oh, yeah. My husband. I had a doctor.
Uh-huh.
So I remember the doctor when I had to start, he had small pains, So I start pains, So I told my husband that I feel I have pains. So, the first time, so he got in touch with the doctor and told the doctor that I have pains. He told me. So the doctor asked him how often does she have the pain. So he said, he says, "Look on the time, how often she has the pains." So he said every few hours. He says she's not ready yet to give birth.
Well, Steve has some water for you.
Drink a little water, make your mouth.
Water?
You're talking so much.
So the doctor said,
Put it down one side.
You want some more?
"No." I drank the water. I take pills every time before I eat and after I eat. Pills and pills and pills.
So the doctor writes out the birth certificate at your house? Does the doctor write out the birth certificate right at your house after the baby comes?
No, the doctor, see, I had a private doctor that you go to him. So I engaged him already when I started to be pregnant. So I engaged the doctor.
So you could trust him and you liked him.
But when I, all of a sudden, it was a few months, I don't know. So I told the doctor, he says, you're not due yet. He says, you're only a few months gone. She says, but in a few months, you start to feel the baby. That's all he says, but the baby's not ready to come yet. So
was it a big baby?
After the few months, are gone. So you look heavier, and and when the time came, so I start to get pain.
Hyman.
Huh?
Hyman Garfinkel.
Oh, Hyman Garfinkel?
Yeah.
Maybe that was, I don't know, I don't remember.
That was.
I know Garfinkel.
Oh,
my husband's name was Ben. Benjamin
Ben.
Garfinkel.
Ben. Father was Hyman.
Hyman, maybe. Maybe you're right.
Ben's mother was Sylvia.
Maybe you're right. That's how I had Sylvia, a daughter Sylvia. But I'm not quite sure.
Right.
And Hyman, yeah, I remember, was a man in the
who's
family.
named after Hyman?
I don't know. From my husband's side, I think, or from my grandma's side.
Does Benjamin have any brothers?
My husband, yeah. Well, I lived in New Haven, Connecticut. That New Haven, Connecticut was the United States already, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go there for the weekend.
Name? What was Ben's brother's name?
Sam. Sam Garfinkel, yeah.
Did Sam get married?
Oh, yeah. He lived in New Haven, Connecticut. That's how we used to go to. He lived near a farm, not near a farm, on the beach. We used to go on the beach bathing. So for the weekend, Friday, we used to go for the weekend to his brother.
What was his wife's
stay
name?
there.
What was her name?
Fanny. Fanny Garfinkel.
Did they have children?
Yeah. She had a few children. She had girls and boys.
Do they still live in New Haven?
Huh?
Don't know.
You don't know?
So many years.
That's your aunts. That's your nieces.
Huh?
That would be your niece.
My grandchildren.
Grandchildren.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was not my grandchildren. It was you're right, my nieces.
Your niece.
My husband's.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Anna Gottlieb.
Gottlieb, that voice looks familiar to me, but I don't know who that was.
That was your mother's maiden name.
My neighbor, my mother's name, I think, was Fisher, I think.
Her maiden name.
My father's name, my husband's name was Garfinkel, and and grandma's name was Fisher, I think.
Right. But before she got married, her name was Gottlieb.
It's my water, Grandma?
No.
It's almost lunchtime.
Yeah. Okay. What year did you come to the United States?
You're watching it?
We know you're here. We come to see you. We would come more often, but it's expensive.
I know.
We'd save our money to come see you.
I know.
Wanna listen to some music?
Both of you.
Music?
Yeah, I got some music.
You like music?
Grandma has music on.
They learned that.
Lunch is ready. She's making lunch.
So go ahead, Denise. Go ahead.
If you need me, Grandma, just call.
Yeah, no, I will go.
Did you like to swim?
Huh?
Did you like to swim?
I was a fish. I used to go in before the holidays, you know,
Yeah.
colder at the winter time, and I used to go on the beach, you know, Coney Island. I don't know whether you know.
Yeah, we passed Coney Island coming here.
Oh, you
today.
did? Yeah, I used to go Coney Island. And summertime I used to take a room in Coney Island
This is your family.
on the beach.
Do you know all this information now? This is the fourth generation, 1, 2, 3, fourth generation. You know, names, places, relationships, dates of marriage and stuff like that.
Let me get this down here
It's
again.
important.
So what do you do with these things? What do you?
We're giving it to our children.
We want to write a
So
storybook.
they know the names, and when they have children, they can name.
Oh, names.
So we can remember you always.
You name from the books too. They name somebody likes a name in books. In books there are names also. But we Jewish people name after that people.
Yeah, that's why we have to
From
know
the
all these
family,
names
yeah.
and who doesn't have a name and
Yeah.
who's not. We want to tell the kids a story of you and
Oh, they always
grandpa
ask, yeah.
and where they
always
come
ask.
from. And they ask us questions.
That's right. When they grow up, they want to know about the parents who they
Where they come from, Russia
that's
or
right, that's
Polish.
right, yeah.
This is why we
They didn't know.
old letters they used to have from long time ago.
What?
Old letters.
Letters?
Old. Yeah, throw
Old
you-
letters?
Yeah.
They're in the garbage a long time ago. You know, even the letters now that I get from my children. So Freddie, I tell Freddie they write me now my grandchildren. He, what's his name? Sid's son, God bless him. He's very, what's his name
You
again?
throw them away?
So I tell it, I put it in my drawer, I said, nice things, So I says, I tell it, I put it in my drawer, I said, nice things, So I says, she says, I'm going to throw away the Freddie. It lays here, the letter. She says, I'm throwing away the letter, Mama. I says, no, don't throw it away. Put it in my drawer. She said, what for? I said, put it, I like it.
Yeah.
So maybe some letters are in the drawer there.
So you don't know what year you came to America?
What?
What year you come to America?
Honey, you want me to remember?
You were 13, 12.
No, I was older.
You were
A
older?
little older.
14?
I think around that age of 15.
Austria.
Must be from Russian Pole. Russia Pole. Near Warsaw.
Lukow. Huh. Polswy. Lukow. Lublin.
Lovely.
Lublin, yeah. It's in right next to Russia.
Uh-huh.
It's right next to the Russia border.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
That's not where you lived, was it? No.
It's around there, not too far away, I think, from the town.
Sharkry Sioux. No, Sharkry Sioux. Coles Means. Dublin. You ever hear of these?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I heard of Dublin.
You heard of Dublin?
I heard it mentioned.
I'll get you one.
Oh,
I'll get you one. Yeah, look for Limerick. You took before we went to the United States. This is the U.S.
But I didn't live in Limburg.
Oh, he took you there, though.
He took me
How did you get there? A horse?
Before I went, no, he took, yeah, he went with a man, took him with a horse and wagon, I think. He went with the train to places. But mostly he went with a horse and wagon.
where,
with a man.
say it again, Limerick?
Yeah. That was plain Jewish, you know. Maybe they call it different in Russian or in...
See, that's what it is, Stevie.
Look out.
You're talking about big, you're looking on the big town.
with a L,
I'm looking at it.
with a L, I think.
Lukow. And there's a Stockiker Lukowski. Lukowski. Lukow.
Mama? Davis,
I used to remember it. but I
his
forgot
first
what it-
name?
Huh?
His first name was what?
Ladies,
Ladish?
yeah,
And his,
in Jewish,
yeah.
plain Jewish, ladies.
And Shia is your father.
She, my father's name, yeah. He lived in Austria.
Who, Shia?
Yeah, my father, yeah. He comes from Austria,
Oh.
Yeah. from how do you call it? I forgot the city that he came from.
How did Baba meet,
Huh?
how did your mother meet your father?
How?
Yeah, did
You
she
know,
ever tell
they're
you?
matchmakers in
Oh,
Europe.
the matchmaker.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's how
so
they
your mother comes
how they pay
so
up.
your mother comes from Russia.
No, my mother not.
Your mother came from Poland,
From Russia, Poland.
and she met. And they met.
I think she lived in Austria too.
Who? Your mother?
I think so. My grandfather comes from Russia. My grandfather.
Yeah. So if
My grandma's husband comes from Russia. This I remember. Because his daughter lives in Russia. They had an iron fabric, you know, a hardware store. So she used to come to visit Babu all the time, and she used to see us. Then when my father died, she used to come often, to see him. When Babu went to the United States, she used to come to stay a few days. She used to come from Russia, to see the children because we were alone by Babu. Zayd Babu, grandpa. And,
Oh, so your grandpa took care of you when Baba went to America.
That's right.
And your grandma took care of you, Shia.
Oh, sure, she cooked. And my grandfather used to send the Hebrew school, the children, he used to go shopping, big shopping. He used to go, he used to get it cheaper in Rutherford, I remember. So he used to bring home a big bag with the groceries.
Yeah, and that was in Russia.
Radikov, Russia?
The Radikov was a bigger city. They had things that cost cheaper. You got it cheap.
But Mama, your grandma's name was Frida what?
Kill yourself? You don't want to kill yourself. I really didn't. I only fooled it, that I'm going to throw myself in the river. I said, I want to go back to Europe. I said, because I have old parents, they cannot take care of me, and my mother's waiting for me. And then I says, if you wouldn't have no mother, you wouldn't be here. Neither would I be here. Because we gotta have a mother, she has to give birth to us.
So you left your grandma and grandpa over there, huh?
Yeah. With children. We had 4 children.
Mother's name?
So
Anna,
the other, Joe, my brother's still here, Joe. He's sick now.
Joe and Sarah
and he's, I wanted you, before you go, you should call up Sid, because he'll find out.
Okay, I'll do that tonight.
See, you was going to call up, so you do very soon, honey.
Your grandma's name was what?
Try and call him up, maybe she's home
Your
now.
grandma name?
What? Grandma Friday. My daughter's named after my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah. And Leo is named after my grandfather, Levish. It was his name. Leo is in English. Leo. So I went through. Things weren't easy for me. You know what else? So I wanted, my mother said, I'll start school back, when they went. So my aunt, I sent it to my aunt to tell my aunt about me. So he told my aunt, my aunt and the agent said that's the last place that I'm going to look for her.
Your aunt?
Yeah. I had an aunt there from my father's side.
She was already in America?
No, she was in the United States a long time.
Oh.
So I remember, and I had the address, I took along the address.
What was her name now? You had to
So
her name.
her name, I don't know. So I sent it to my aunt there. So he went to my aunt and he told her the story that I came here to see my mother, and then they want to send me back. And I sit in the castle garden, I cry a few days already. And he says, I feel sorry for the kid. He says, but I can't do nothing for her. So they want to send her back. She says, oh my God, the woman's, I don't know what she's going to do if she'll find that out. She's sick in the hospital. So she went to the hospital. She took her to the hospital and to see my mother. And he told her the story. So my mother, I'm sneezing again. So my mother told the story to my mother that they want to send me back and I'm here. When my mother heard that, she jumps out of the bed. She was young, you know, maybe 35 or something, you know. She was, so she jumped out of the bed and she took the two nurses to the hospital with her, you know. And she went to the Kessel Garden and she went there to show that she's got a mother. And she went to talk to the agent and to the man from the Kessel Garden. And he asked the questions. And the agent told me I should sit and wait until he finishes with Baba, with my mother. And I heard he talks to her and talks and talks and talks. I didn't have no patience. I took my feet on my back and I started to run. And I jumped on my mother. I nearly knocked her down, you know. And Mama, I love you. And I kissed her and I hugged her and I squeezed her. And he saw that, you know, the man that took the question. He says, all right, you could go home.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew he's going to do that because that's the only thing was to do.
You walked all the way home?
Huh?
You
No.
walked?
No, I didn't walk. Two nurses were there.
They drove you in a car?
Yeah, they had cars.
A car or a horse?
A car, I think a car. Europe is a horse. I was in the United States at that time.
So she had a taxi?
Huh?
A taxi?
I don't know whether they took a taxi. I don't know what they done. I know I didn't walk. I didn't walk there. So when we all were sit, maybe that was on the bus. I don't know, but I know that we went.
You never seen a bus before, have you?
We were riding. Huh?
You never seen a car?
Horse and wagon. In Europe is a lot of horse and wagon.
You never seen a car though?
No.
This first time seeing a car?
They, you know, in Europe they start to bring a train, a new train to Europe the first time. So everybody went to see the train, you know. And in Europe, you know, the Christian children throw the rocks at the Jewish people.
And you went on the train in Europe?
Huh?
You went on the train?
A new train went.
Oh.
So we went to see the new train, how it looks,
Uh-huh.
you know. When you're in Europe in a small town, you know, we didn't see no train. The first time they brought a train. They built a train and they brought it to Europe. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So it was in Europe, the train, so everybody went. So my sister went too, and my mother said, take good care on Rose, she shouldn't, this, how do you call it, they throw rocks.
That was in sure enough.
On the Jewish people.
Sure enough.
So sure enough, we went to see the train. Anyhow, she came to the hospital, as I tell you. So he told her to go. So my mother took me home, but she had to go back to the hospital. So she didn't tell me that she had an operation. She didn't want to scare me. So she says, look, Rasha. My name was Rasha from the Hebrew. You know, my name they took out of the Hebrew. So I had a Hebrew name.
Rasha.
Look, Rasha, yeah. And she says, I'm going, over here they call me United States Rose. So anyhow, she says, I have to go back to the hospital. I says, what for, Mama? She says, I have a spoiled.
April?
She wouldn't tell me that she was sick. So she was operated. So anyhow, she told me, no, I had a bad stomach, See my tongue, how wide it is? She opened her mouth. See how wide it is? She says, it's an upset stomach. So I had to stay a couple of days. So you in my aunt lived in Springfield, Massachusetts. So she says, you go with your aunt.
Aunt who?
And Papa's relative. Sister, what a relative to my father.
Uh-huh.
To my father's name, not to my husband, to my father's name.
Oh.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I have one brother left, me and my brother from the family.
Uh-huh.
So my brother was married with a wife. He didn't have no children. So now he one day he went to take her to the hospital. They were about sick. He has cancer, and he's always sick, and she's always sick. He was in business, and he was very good to my brother. My brother caught a cold, and then he got pneumonia. He got sick, and my brother gave him over the books and everything. He should make out checks and everything, and he gave me four houses to my son, to my brother. Yeah, I don't know what he done with the houses. He must have been selling them very, very cheap because he rented them. I don't know whether what he done because he was very far from me.
Uncle Joe?
Joe. Yeah, Joe. It was Joe, his name. Yeah.
That's your brother.
Yeah,
Joe.
my brother, Joe. So so anyhow, he was married. They didn't have children, and they were both sick, and so all of a sudden, he took her to the doctor. So when he walked on the street, so he saw a taxi, to take him to the doctor. So he picked up his head.
Who?
My brother.
Oh,
Took his wife. They walked
Uh-huh.
on the sidewalk, in the street, and they wait till see a taxi pass by, so they called. So he picked up his arm and he called taxi. While he called that, she fell down.
Oh.
And she fell dead. She must have a weak heart or something. Yeah. So she fell down. She didn't even say good. She dropped dead. But she dropped dead. So now he's alone. He cries day and night. He has friends. They all want to help him. They try to help him. He's very lucky, But he, to me, because I tell him she's better off now, that, she wouldn't have to suffer no more. He don't like to hear that. He gets angry when I say that. I don't mean anything. He told me that he's only because my mother used to have every 2 years child. So he said that on 2 years it is how he called it. But he makes himself so old,
Oh, yeah, he does. I heard.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes he's half of the age, and sometimes I hear he tells me he's 95 years old. I said, what are you talking about, Joe? So I must be over 100 when you're not 92 years old. I says, you said that I'm only 2 years younger than you, older than you.
90.
So I get all mixed up. I says, you're scaring me to death.
You're 88. That's how old you are.
Yeah.
You are 88. He is 87.
I was 85. I knew, and since I live here the second year it goes.
85
I was going on the 85, and I think when I moved here to Fred. So I think I must be, I'm 85.
85, yeah, 80,
85.
85.
But he makes himself older. I said, why you make himself when you're so young? He says, because the doctor don't have to know my age. He says, but I'm old. I says, you're lying. I says, you're lying. I says, in our in United States, you know, and they write down your birth and your name. You know, when I give birth. So my name is on my Leo's book. You know, he knows how old I am.
Oh, it should be on my mother's too.
Huh?
It should be on my mother's.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're not worried about that.
I don't know if every doctor knows that, but my doctor.
You married in New York City
Yeah.
in 1921. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that must have been a long time ago. I don't know. I'm sure I didn't come here in 1912. You know.
No, you were married in 1921.
Yeah. Because I married, I didn't marry.
You lived with Babu in New York
I
City.
don't know everything right, you know. I cannot tell you because
What, Mom?
You heard me.
Yeah.
Can't be married in 1920. But Brenda had a honeymoon baby. No, not.
This I don't remember.
This I know. I know.
I don't remember these things.
How you know, Freddie? You
I
know.
remember. My mother was so religious that the boy was not allowed to sit near me. My boyfriend from far.
That's pretty.
Uncle Sid is 65 years old?
Who?
Uncle Sid.
I don't know how old Sid is.
Ma, how old Uncle Sid?
I don't check his age.
Uncle Lee is how old?
5 years younger than that.
62?
Yeah. No, 63.
And how old are you, sir?
57.
Yeah,
Mom.
62.
Who?
My mama.
Oh, your mother? She knows.
And Mom,
Must have the paper.
you were married, where were you living when you got married, you say?
I was living in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah. In East New York, I remember we lived.
Brooklyn.
East New York.
Grandma says East New York.
That's Brooklyn.
East New York is not Brooklyn, it's Manhattan.
Yeah, that's Brooklyn.
New York is Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Oh, here you go again. You're gonna mess me all up. East New York is Brooklyn?
Yeah.
It is, Dad.
Like we live over here. What is over here? How do you call that?
This is Long Island.
Huh?
Long Island.
Yeah. But Long Island is big, you know. So that street is called different than Long
Okay.
Island.
Mom, what year were you married? Mom. Mom.
She's outside.
Oh. See what year my mom was married.
You'll never find out.
Yeah, she'll tell me.
It's hard. No, I mean it's hard to find out things like that. from years and years. Yeah.
Well, if we have the certificates, then we have it.
What do you need it for? What are you gonna do with
Give
it?
it to my children
Oh, this is nice.
so they can name their children and
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
this is
yeah.
Rose Garfinkel and Benjamin Garfinkel could be my grandson.
Yeah. This is something else.
And then we'll say, see, we'll check off the people that we're named after. And the people that have no name,
They will talk to their children about their parents, about their grandparents, about their great grandparents. They'll talk like we talk now about our grandparents.
see, Lee, my boy Corey,
Yeah,
his middle name is Lee.
yeah.
He was named after Leo.
Who is Leo? Lavish.
Lavish.
Mine Leo, gosh, he should live in Beaver.
No, not yours, Lavish.
Is named after my grandfather.
Your grandfather,
Yeah,
Lavish.
Lavish. It was his name. They
That's
called
who.
him Label.
That's who Corey is named after.
In English,
Lavish.
in English, his name is Leo. So you get all confused.
No, that's why.
Now he's alone. His wife died.
Wait a second. Your Label, your father's name is Label.
Who?
Your father.
Shea. Sheheshan. My father's name was Shea. Sydney. My Sid is named after my father. My Sid is my oldest child.
Shia?
Yeah.
And grandfather's name is Label.
Yeah.
Label Fisher.
Label Fish. I don't know whether it's Label Fish.
And who is this Heidelman?
Huh?
Who is Heidelman?
Heidelman, I told you, I just remind myself a little bit yesterday, or before yesterday, that I think that a grandfather's name was Heidelman. He lived in Russia. He
Oh, you
had
mean-
an iron fabric.
Label
The
Heidelman?
hardware stores, here it's called the Europe, hardware store.
Wait a second,
Over
wait.
here it's a hardware store. Over there an iron fabric they call it.
Oh, you had two grandfathers.
Who?
Label
From mine
and
mother's
Heidelman.
side, I had a father from my mother's side.
That was Label.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, from my mother's side. Papa's name. Yeah, Friday from Baba's side. Yeah, I remember. Because my grandfather went with me to the United States. They actually helped me out to go to the United States. He took me to the rabbi. He should bless me. And he gave me he took me to the beauty parlor. She should fix my hair nice. She gave me a shampoo, I remember. And she braided my hair. And she made it with two ribbons on both sides.
You want to help me
On
with
this
the
side and on the
downstairs?
other side.
And Heidelman is your grandfather on your father's side.
Heidelman, I think was my grandma's husband. Grandma's husband. That's what I think. Heidelman. Heidelman or Hellman. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Hellman, I think it's Hellman. Hellman Fisher.
Yeah. The Fisher, Hellman is the second name. I think Lavish is the first name. and Helen is second.
Oh, I see how it's
You know
going.
what I mean?
Labish,
Don't take the feet before your head.
Labish Helderman married Freda.
That's right. Frieda was his husband. I think we come from Austria, and he came from Russia. I remember that. My father, I think, I think my father came from Austria.
Shia.
She,
That's your father's name.
yeah, she has.
And she Hassel.
She has, that's his name, She. We used to call him She by one name.
She Hassel married
Hannah.
Hannah?
They call her, Anna is her
It's
name.
Hannah though.
In Jewish it's Hannah.
Aha.
See,
Shia married Hannah.
one and one together, so is this. And if you try to manage a difference, so it acts different.
No, that's very good.
Babu had one son, my Babu, Freda. So she gave him, she educated him high, so he was a lawyer. So when you're a lawyer, you have to work Shabbos. In Europe, if you work Shabbos, they're...
Babu had two sons.
They're one
No,
son.
Joe.
Babu, honey, my Babu.
Oh,
My
your Babu. Your
Not my mother's, my mother's mother.
You mean
Not
Freda?
Babu. Yeah.
Freda had one boy.
She had a son. What's his name? Harry. So she gave him education. She said she made a lawyer out of him because he was the only son she had. Only one son, I think. She had a few daughters, but only one son.
How did she make a lawyer? Send him to school?
She said, sure. She went to
It
school.
cost a lot of money for school.
Yeah, they could afford that.
They
time.
could?
Yeah, could afford that time. They had a big house when we moved in, Babu sold her house. They made a school, they sold it for a school. Such a big house she had. I remember that, I'll never forget
And
it.
they were farmers?
No, I believe they must have either they had a guest farm or a restaurant, hotel.
Oh, they owned it.
Yeah. Either a guest home or I couldn't tell you that. A guest
Oh, you were a little girl.
I know it said Einfuhr house, Einfuhr. People used to come. The hall was very big, and I don't remember if we had a frigidaire or we didn't have no washing machine. They had to go to the ocean.
Icebox. Ocean?
Yeah, to wash. Years ago, we didn't have yet machines.
You lived right next to the ocean?
In the United States, I had a washing machine, but my grandma didn't. They had to go to the ocean to wash big laundries. Big things,
Huh? To the ocean? The salty water?
Yeah, they had to go to the ocean. They used to go. Not everybody went. We didn't. It took until they improved everything more modern. It took years. They didn't have the food. They didn't drink from other towns. You know, afterwards they start to bring from California, from other towns, you know, fruit,
Grapes.
king grapes, yeah, fruit, you know. But we had fruit in our town. We had fruit. We have to live a whole year. We wait from summer to winter, winter to summer.
You put it in a bottle.
Live. I don't know what.
Can it?
They kept in cellars. It should be cool. The stuff, you know, like potatoes, whatever it was. We had to keep it cool.
What about the meat?
I don't know about me. They used to a shoichet, you know, used to kill the chicken, you know. Used to go to the shoichet. They used to pay him 10 cents or a quarter. I don't know, remember how much you paid it. Because I was in the United States. But see, I was Jewish and I kept my religion. I wasn't over religion because you're not allowed to write on Shabbos. See, my husband used to write on Shabbos. He was a sailor. That's why I'm a citizen.
He was a sailor?
My husband was a citizen.
Oh.
So I'm entitled to money, you know, to get a
pension.
A pension. And I still get it.
What happened? He got hurt?
As long as I lie.
He got hurt?
And when my husband died, they gave him this
disability?
$2,500, I think, and that was the last when he died. They gave him for I suppose for a box, whatever it was.
Let me ask you a question.
That was the less payment, and I used to get it with my husband together, you know. Now I just get one pension just for myself.
Was he hurt?
I'm gonna get this one. Who? My husband?
Benjamin, in the service.
In the service, no, because he was a tailor, so he didn't go in the fire.
He didn't have to fight, huh?
They didn't send him in the fire. He was very lucky. Yeah. So he was a tailor. So that's how I got acquainted with my husband, because the lady where my mother used to stay with, see, my mother didn't have her apartment when I came here. So I said to my mother, why you walking, you got an apartment on the 4th floor, Mama? Why so high? Why do you want to get it? She says, this is not my house. She says, mein Kind. She says, because she says, I was alone and I'm afraid to sleep by myself in a house. Now, being you came and you're going to stay with me, so I'm going to get a woman, and then I'm going to pay her under the. But see, when I started, my mother said, now you're going to start and go and finish school. I says, Mama, I don't want to go to school anymore. She says, why? You didn't finish school? I want you to finish school. She says, I have money to live for us. We could live nicely. So I says, no, I want to go to work.
She has money?
My mother said to me that she has money to live.
Well, she was sewing, wasn't she?
I told her she was working in a restaurant, you know.
A waitress?
She was baking and cooking, and she was working in a restaurant.
She liked to cook, huh?
I don't know what she done that yet, because she was religious. She wouldn't work in a factory that she got it by a work Shabbos, you know.
Right.
Years ago they were religious, you know. So she worked in a restaurant,
a baker.
I suppose, a baker, yes, that's
right.
So she used to bake cakes, you know, holly, bread. That's how I learned from my mother, learned me how to bake. When I got married, I done the same thing. I didn't buy in the store bread. It was little stores, years ago. The stores were every time more improved, more and more.
Uh-huh.
It was very expensive,
To buy it. You
to
can
buy
make it
this.
cheap.
Now, yeah, I used to buy bread, baked bread, baked holly, and baked cake, yeah, rogalach, in Tzibadakirla,
Regular.
yeah,
Regular.
rogalach.
Yeah.
And Purim, we used to buy bake different Purim cakes, and they say send shalach hamonos, gifts one to the other. That's a habit used to be from the people,
Uh-huh.
So every Purim goes a man, he makes a living like that. He used to get a tip when he used to bring cake and used to fix up a plate with all kind of fruit and all kind of cakes, cookies, and used to change. See, they used to bring to my mother, and my mother used to send back to that lady, with the same man.
Uh-huh.
And he used to get a tip when he used to bring the shalach hamonos, they called it. So when they bring the shalach hamonos, you gave him a tip. I don't know whether you gave him 50 cents or a quarter, but you gave him a tip, the man, and he thanked you. And we had a water carrier too. Babu had, he used to stay by Babu, sleep on the roof because he didn't have no apartment. So he used to sleep, sometimes in a shop, because
A water carrier?
a water carrier. He used to carry with the, two things on the shoulder, and two cans hanging down. And in the cans he used to stay in the middle of the city. Used to be a big river, a brenne they used to call it in Jewish.
Oh, it was a river.
That was a
Yam is river.
So they used to pull water, pull with a chain up and down.
You mean a well?
Then you picked up the water and filled in the cans, and he had a can hanging on this side, on this hand, with a chain, with this. And he used to bring to everybody water.
How much?
That's how much he made a living. He was a guy. He was not a Yid.
A penny a glass?
Huh?
1 penny a glass?
No, not by the glass. He